The first video of this new YouTube channel that I've started. It's going to be basically upcycling furniture, so charity shop, house clearance, anything like that. We're going to be painting them up in the shop here and hopefully making a profit on them on eBay. We're also going to be making furniture from scratch. There's a few coffee tables that I want to do, and also some wood turning. So if that interests you, stick around and we'll get started on this one. So what we've got here is a nice little 4-drawer that we're working on now. Don't worry, it's not G-plan or anything like that, but I've gone ahead and I've filled in where the wooden handles were because I had to prise them off basically. So I'm just doing it by hand. I'm not using an orbital sander because we don't want to be blowing through this, because this is basically a wood sticker over chipboard, so we want to be nice and gentle with it. So don't worry, I'm not going to bore you to death by sanding this in front of you. I'm going to go off camera and do all this and get all this nice and flush and put a nice key into this material, so when I use the B.I.N shellac primer, it's got a key to cling to. So I'm going to go around all this, get it all sanded, and we'll be right back. So catch you then. I've gone ahead and drilled my hole for the drawer pulls, which are just going to be the little wooden knob things, which will be painted up. I always use B.I.N shellac primer. This will block stains, it'll also block odours, and if you're painting pine, it'll stop it from yellowing. So that's my go-to for that. So we're going to put 1, maybe 2 coats of B.I.N shellac primer on the drawer fronts, and also the unit itself. I'm going to go ahead and paint the inside of this as well. So as you can see, I've masked off all the runners basically in this, because I'm going to coat this with the shellac primer, and then I can paint the carcass black, because that's going to be just one colour, is that. The drawers themselves, I'm going to paint them white first, and then we can go ahead and use our masking tape to do all our stripes on the drawers, hopefully line it up so it's all in order and it looks good. But yeah, we'll be right back with that. Welcome back. So the hack for this stuff is I don't put this through an air gun, because if any water touches this, it'll gloop it. So cleaning the air gun out is an absolute nightmare. Instead, get your paint tray and coat it in some foil, and then you can pour this directly in here. Saves cleaning up. After you're done, you can just chuck it. So I usually just roll it on. So I put a piece of tape around here, and then we'll just pull that off, and then any loose fibres are on the tape and it won't end up in your work, because you'll end up crying. So I'm going to go off camera now. I'm going to mask off all the drawers and then we'll get to painting. So I'll catch you in a sec. Right, I'll give it a really good shake up, so now let's just get on with it. Because it's really expensive stuff, this, but I can't find anything that's actually better than it, so, and a little bit goes a long way. So just clean up that excess there, and there we go. So let's move over to the bench and start putting some of this down. And like I said, this stuff really goes on nice. It might only need like maybe 1 coat, but we might do 2. It just depends on the material that you're painting as well. I mean, I went ahead and I scuffed this up pretty good. So in between coats, what you can do is like get some 400 grit and just smooth out any texture that might have happened. But as you can see, it does coat it really nice. And it doesn't really matter that you're not using an air gun, because, you know, it covers well. And then it saves you cleaning the airbrush out, because who likes to do that? So we're just going to continue with this, getting it all coated. And then once this is dried, we can go ahead and put our white paint down, which will be used by the air gun, which we'll get probably tomorrow, I would imagine. But yeah, really nice stuff to work with, and it rolls on so easy as well. Anybody can do it. Just nice, and it's just a really nice primer to work with, and it doesn't smell so bad either. I would recommend that you do wear a mask, but I'm in a well ventilated workshop, so there's no fumes or anything building up, so it's alright. But yeah, we'll be right back as soon as I've got that done. Welcome back. I've taken the old casters off the bottom of the unit and I've replaced it with some legs. I had this just in my parts box, so they were just on brackets, nice and solid, secure. What I'm going to go ahead and do is get all this primed, and I think the interior is going to be white, same as the drawer fronts, and then the exterior is all going to be black. Excuse the mess in here, I need to tidy up. So yeah, we've got the primer over there ready to go. The drawers need a second coat of primer, so I'm going to go off camera, I'm going to get all this primed up, and then we'll be right back. So we're going to leave the paint now 2 hours to dry. Once it's dry, 400 grit just to sand it smooth again, and then we can do the second coat, and that should be the drawer fronts and the interior of the carcass all done. So come back in a couple of hours, so for you in a second. So 2 hours have passed now and the paint's nice and dry, so I've got some 400 grit and I'm just going to smooth it off in case there's any little drips or anything like that, which thankfully we don't have. So just a gentle sanding and then they'll be ready for its final coat paint, and then these will be ready tomorrow to start doing all the stripes and what have you on it. So yeah, it's looking rather good, that. So we'll sand that, put it to one side, and we'll just keep going with that. But these will only need one more coat and then they'll be ready. And I'll give them a wipe down after, just to get rid of any dust, because we don't want that building up on the paint layers. Yeah, the paint's very good, it's laid down very well. I love using fusion paint, it's really good. As you can see, I've done a bit of filler work just there. I'd missed a bit on first time round, so that should should be dry now, so we can just sand that flush and we should be able to paint straight over that. It shouldn't be an issue. You'll never know it will there. Yeah, that feels good. Knock the drawer off with my sleeve. And yeah, we'll just give it a damp cloth just to give it a little wipe down, and then we can get these drawers painted again. Yeah. I've got my fire on in here so it's nice and toasty, so these won't take 2 minutes to dry, and then we can move on to the paint again. But yeah, they're looking very nice, I'm liking it. And it should be a fun day tomorrow when we do all the stripes, geometric stripes on it. I think I've got something like 36mm for one tape, and then another one is 2mm, so we're going to have sort of the foreground and background lines on it, so it should look quite nice. It will definitely be striking when you look at it anyway. So we'll be right back as soon as these are ready for paint. And welcome back. So the 2 layers of, well, this is Ellie by the way, she's my assistant. The white's been painted, and I've also gone ahead and I've marked out all the stripes that I'm doing. So I'm using the big stripe, I think is 26mm, and that's frog tape. So I've applied the frog tape, took a damp cloth and run all down the tape, just seal the edges basically. And then I've got some modeler masking tape, which is the thinner tape. So I'm going to go and do the black paint now. I'm just hoping that this tape doesn't pull up the white paint, otherwise we're going to have a bit of a disaster. But I'm going to do it live when I peel it up anyway, so if I mess up, at least you'll see it. So we'll catch you in a bit. The first coat applied now, so I'm going to give this 2 hours to dry, and then a 400 sanding, and then the final coat, which will be the last coat, and then it'll be down to the polyurethane, and hopefully when we come to pull that tape off, it doesn't tear off all the white paint with it. Fingers crossed anyway. So we'll catch you in a bit. Okay, so we've had 2 coats of black now put down. It's time to peel off this masking tape, and fingers crossed everything will be fine. So if we start with this line here, I think, I'm just hoping to God that, so I can find where tape is, just hoping that it's worked. I will find it. Where is it? Do it nice and gentle. That's looking fairly crisp. Try this one. few little spots here where there's been a bit of bleed through, but we should be able to take care of that. Just finding where the masking is. We'll try a big one here, see what the frog tape's done. Oh, that's one piece. That looks nice. I'm pulling it straight back. I'm not pulling it up because otherwise you might pull up the white paint. But that's a nice line, that. No issue with that one. I think the only problem we're going to have is probably with the little ones, but we'll see. Because there is some tape going across where the marks are, so they might be alright. So the frog tape, yeah, has done good. I'm happy with that. Yes, that's nice. There's something very satisfying about pulling masking tape off, especially when it's worked and it's done its job. But yes, so you can start to see it take shape now. If all the rest are like this, then I'm going to be very happy. And like I said, when you do peel masking tape, make sure you go in along the surface and don't pull up, because if you pull up, that's when you do pull up paint. Right, I won't bore you with the rest. I'll go off camera, unmask all this, and we'll be right back. I'm happy to report that all is well. I don't know if I can pinpoint any particular one. There's a few little blemishes here and there, but really it's nothing. I can touch that up later on. But on the whole, yeah, it's worked really well. I'm really happy with that. Next thing to do now is to unmask all the draw pulls and see what they've turned out like. But if it's anything like that, we're all good. So that'll do it. I think I'm going to leave this a couple of days, because after then that will be the polyurethane going over the top, which will seal it all in, and yeah, and then we'll be done with this one. So we'll be right back. And welcome back to the final. The unit's had 3 coats of polyurethane applied, and yeah, it's done. I went ahead and beeswaxed the runners, so now it's got like a nice smooth action to it. There's just the inside of the drawers to sort out now, just to clean up and that, and yeah, it's pretty much done. So thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed this. Oh, of course, the draw pulls, whenever, and I don't think I ever showed them, but yeah, we matched up the stripes on the draw pulls themselves, so they blend in with the unit itself. But yeah, I think the next up could be a Peaky Blinders drinks cabinet, or possibly another 4-drawer. I'm not sure yet. But yeah, stay tuned, and we'll be back.